Woo, what a crazy earnings call we had. A lot to talk about, starting with the guy who hosted it, Jocko freaking Willenick, hosting the Palantir earnings call. How much of a boss move that is, but there's a lot more to cover. And in this video, I'm going to cover the most interesting highlights from that call. I'm not going to bore you with boring data and numbers. Simply put, the financials were on par, exactly what was expected of them. Nothing special, but nothing poor. Exactly right in the target. 49% year-over-year revenue growth, 73% commercial growth, 82% actual government growth. They made $340 million in revenue, which was slightly higher than anticipation, about $10 million higher from the $330 that they were expected to make. They made 4 cents per share EPS, which was exactly on the target. So nothing phenomenal, nothing crazy, but also nothing bad. Just on the money, as anticipated in my Twitter before. I said nothing exceptional is going to happen. However, I also said they're not going to say they just invented Skynet, which they freaking did. Literally, in the call, I don't know if they read my Twitter or whatever happened here, but in the call, essentially they said, hey, we're trying to become the biggest software company in the world, which is a massive statement, followed by them saying, we're literally inventing the next Skynet. Now, I think they're either reading my Twitter or just with thinking the same, but essentially I was wrong. They are trying to invent Skynet, and I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but it's happening. So they made a very bold claim that they're going for the biggest software company in the world, which was really interesting, but you have to be patient with this company. It's not going to happen overnight. And in that respect, I just want to give you the main highlights. I can keep you on here for 15 minutes like most YouTubers will do, but I want to respect your time. I want to give you this in exactly the amount of time that it takes to do, which is 3 minutes. Check it out. Nothing more, nothing less. So we talked about Jocko Willenick actually hosting it, which was epic. We talked about Skynet. How crazy was that? Let's talk about the actual factuals. Now, beyond the financials, which you can go online and see, it's nothing exciting, right on the money. Let's talk about some of the exciting stuff that they talked about, which is what I want to do in this video. First of all, they said, but the first time we ever heard about it, that they're actually accepting Bitcoin from their own customers, and they're actually considering buying Bitcoin, much like Tesla did, as a hedging mechanism to park their money. Very interesting. Another point that was really interesting is that they got asked about why Alex Karp is selling so much of his stock. It doesn't look good. Bad optics. And in that call, for some reason, they decided to call him Papa Karp, which was very cringe. However, their answer makes perfect sense, and I've seen it happen hundreds of times. Essentially, they explained what we already knew, that Alex Karp keeps actually getting more options. He has an option plan. Every quarter, new option batches get vested. And as they get vested every quarter that goes by, which is standard for any executive, that exercise actually causes a taxable event. When he actually exercises the option, it's a taxable event. But what's happening here, even though he's spending money to exercise, he's also getting a tax bill because there's a difference between the exercise price and the actual valuation of the stock. So essentially, every time he exercises more of these stock options, he's not only paying for the stock, he's also paying the tax bill without meeting a single dollar in his pocket. That's the worst thing you can have, is a tax bill, but no money that actually came in. You're getting taxed before you meet the money. Now, that's very common with executives. Mostly when you see a lot of insiders selling, it's exactly for that reason. Essentially, they're paying the tax bill for the stock options that they're executing, which is exactly what I anticipated, and in this call they confirmed it. The only reason Alex Karp is selling is to pay the tax bill on the stock options that he's exercising every single quarter. Normal, anticipated, quite standard in every single company, hundreds of companies I've seen before, nothing out of the ordinary, as I knew. Now, more importantly, they got asked a really good question about profitability. Are we expecting to see actual profitability in 2021? And I absolutely loved their answer. They said, hey, we're really not focused on profitability at this point. We don't care. We're not trying to create profits. We're trying to grow at any means possible. The only thing we care about is creating growth, not profits, which is exactly what you want to hear from a company at this stage. And another question that was really important but kind of flew under the radar was actually about them expanding into smaller, medium-sized businesses and not only the mega clients. Because if you take a look at their stuff, you see that the main issue, their main weakness is they only have 150 clients. The clients on average paying $8 million per year. It's very high client concentration. It doesn't look like a proper scalable business. It looks like more like a consultancy with these types of numbers. So it scares off a lot of investors. It just doesn't look scalable, right? So people ask them, hey, are you expanding to smaller, mid-sized businesses? And they said, definitely we are. We're working on that. I think the next stage, and where you're going to see the massive Palantir growth, and I'm going to drop a banger here, is when they move to B2C, is when they go to actual humans, to actual customers, when it becomes a B2C business, when they're actually aggregating your entire data, your financial data, your personal finance data, your health data, all the stuff that you already have digital. And I think they're going to have a massive B2C product. Then you're going to see them become actually probably one of the biggest software companies in the world, which was really interesting to hear in this call as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually uploaded the full stream of the entire earnings call on the channel. You can go and watch it. But if you only have 5 minutes, I made this video for you. But again, as you know, everything I say in this video is just my opinion. Might be inaccurate, might be wrong, maybe the ramblings of a madman. You got to do your own research. You got to do it for yourself. Find out the truth, allegedly, blah, blah, mother effing blah. As always, no clicking, no smashing, no buying. Just get this data and actually learn and educate yourself. That's the only thing I want. Thank you for the channel members. Thank you for the Patreons. We'll see you guys in the next video.